Imagine a little kitten struggling alone against the cruelty of his peers. He never knew what justice was until one day he had to sacrifice everything to save those who once hurt him. This is the story of a little kitten named Leo, a sweet and gentle cub, always left out by the other kittens for being different. One day, his courage was tested in unimaginable ways. Get ready for a journey of love, pain, and sacrifice that will warm your heart and perhaps bring tears to your eyes. In the end, you will never see kindness the same way again. Leo was the kind of kitten who always stayed in the corner, watching while the others played and ran. From a young age, he stood out for being fluffy and a bit chubby. Despite this, the other kittens at school mocked him. He was called fatty and slow, and it broke his heart day after day. On that particular day, he was having lunch, trying to blend in without drawing attention, when three older kittens approached with mischievous smiles. One of them said, "Hey, fatty, why don't you give us your food? After all, you already have plenty, don't you?" They all laughed while Leo held onto his tray and forced a smile. He ran from there, straight to the library, where he hid until the end of classes. There, he dreamed of being brave enough to confront them, but the pain of bullying consumed him. When he finally returned home, Leo tried to hold back his tears as he heard his mother arguing with the landlord. They were having financial troubles, and having not paid the rent, were about to be evicted. His mother, trying to cheer him up, prepared a special snack, but he simply couldn't eat. The next day, the atmosphere at school was different. The teacher announced that they would go on a surprise trip, and all the kittens were excited, except for Leo. He sat at the back of the bus, curled up, trying to disappear. During the trip, the same kittens who teased him started with their jokes again. One of them shouted from the back, "I think the bus is going to slow down because of the fatty back there." Leo ignored it, trying not to let it get to him. But suddenly the driver slammed on the brakes to avoid a rabbit in the road, and the bus skidded, stopping dangerously at the edge of a cliff. The driver, nervous, warned, "No one move. Any movement could make the bus fall." The kittens, terrified, began to cry and scream, and the driver tried to find a solution. That's when Leo, feeling his heart race, had an idea. "If I get up and go to the middle of the bus, my weight might stabilize it. Maybe we can get out one by one." But the teasing kittens mocked him again, calling him foolish and unnecessary. However, something inside Leo snapped. For the first time, he shouted back, "Stop talking and listen to me. My idea could save us." To everyone's surprise, they agreed. One by one, the kittens began to exit, holding onto ropes and carefully climbing out of the bus. Only Leo remained. When Leo finally tried to get out, the bus started to sway violently. All the kittens outside were shouting, "Run, Leo! You can do it!" Leo, determined, ran, but in a moment of desperation, the bus fell. Leo's world went dark, only the sound of water surrounding him. Outside, the other kittens cried, aware that he had sacrificed his life to save them. But three of the kittens, the same ones who always teased him, made an unexpected decision. They would go down to save him. With a rope tied to a tree, they descended to where the bus was submerged, and among rocks and debris, one of them found a little paw. Together, they removed the rocks, rescuing little Leo, who was still breathing but very weak. They rushed him to the hospital. Leo, now in the hospital, was between life and death. Meanwhile, the kittens who saved him waited anxiously, filled with guilt and regret. When Leo finally opened his eyes, the three whispered apologies, and Leo, with a weak smile, said, "Don't worry, I just hope you never make another kitten go through what I went through." In a final gesture, Leo fell ill and needed immediate surgery. His mother arrived at the hospital in time to see him, but her little one did not survive. The doctor's last words were a whisper to the mother, "I'm sorry. He's gone." The mother's heart broke at that moment. and the once cruel kittens fell silent, bearing the weight of what they had done. The school principal, in mourning, organized a tribute to the little hero. Leo's mother, in front of everyone, said, "If you had recognized my son's worth before, all of this could have been avoided. Promise that you will never ignore the suffering of another kitten." The school, moved by this plea, started an anti-bullying campaign, and Leo's name was etched in history as a symbol of bravery and forgiveness. If you were moved by this story, like and subscribe for more heartwarming tales. Together, we can spread the power of respect and kindness.